thoughts of Mike Steph, this marks a new beginning. Thanks for supporting a total reinvention. The soul is still here, but the vibe's a little different. Unpredictable, hot the kids and the women. Sports of all sorts, music mixed for living. Rep New York City, but ain't the politician. Always bring the heat, Steph bacon in the kitchen. Big shout to y'all, I appreciate the listen. Donnie put the rest, but I'm still in the best. In the world of what I do, all y'all know the rest. I live it, I breathe it, I'm the whole definition. The pinnacle, the ultimate, I'm on a new mission. The Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph, featuring the one and only Mike Steph, the best in the world of what he does. Tap in. What up, people? I said, what up, people? Welcome to another edition of the Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph podcast, featuring the one and only Mike Steph, best in the world of what he does. Yeah, voice of the voiceless is in effect. I told y'all last week I probably was not going to come back and give y'all an episode. That I was supposed to give y'all a little extra last week to hold y'all down in case I didn't feel like recording this week. Well, I gave y'all something extra. I still got something in the cut. And due to the happenings that happened this past Sunday afternoon in the Wells Fargo Center in the city of brotherly love, featuring my beloved New York Knickerbockers, just nudging those Philadelphia 76ers just a little bit closer to the cliff, to the edge of the cliff, that is. I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to double back, and I'm going to give y'all another sprinkle of sauce. Therefore, y'all get 2 sprinkles for the price of 1. Yeah. So it's not going to be a full-fledged episode. Be on the lookout. Please press like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, because guess what? Did I get so many comments this last week? Or shall I say, did I get so many comments over the past day that I normally, well, let's put it this way. My former petty self would use this platform to, get back on certain individuals whose opinions I might not have agreed with. But this is a new age. This is a more mature Mike Steph. This is a more seasoned Mike Steph. This is a, dare I say, mellowed Mike Steph. No, not mellow. But listen. Playoff time, everybody got their own favorites, everybody got their teams that they root for, and as long as nothing goes over the line, it's personal. Listen, I could take the shots with the best of them. So I'm going to choose not to devote my precious time, nor your precious time that you're choosing to watch me on, to get into a tit for tat for people, for people that we don't even know personally. But I'll be a big man and say, look, I appreciate your patronage. I appreciate y'all for pressing that button, pressing that play button. And, and I appreciate y'all for even going back and forth with me, having a rapport with yours truly in the comment section. So, yeah, I appreciate each and every one of y'all for that. So, sprinkler salt time. Anybody who's a new listener or a new viewer doesn't know what sprinkle salt is. The sprinkle salt is not so much the full-length salty version that y'all get on a weekly basis. No. It's usually down to one topic. You usually try to keep it within 20 minutes to a half hour. If I'm going one of my rambling tangent episodes, and I get in, I get out. By the getting is good, or should I say I get in and get out like a thief in the night, or should I say I get in and get out So, of course, I'm going to be talking about my Knickerbockers in their gritty win this past Sunday against the Philadelphia 76ers. We had a record-breaking performance by none other than Jalen Brunson, who I'll get into. No dirty plays by Joel Embiid. But I do have a couple things to say about his performance or lack thereof. So, without further ado, we're going to get this show on the road, huh? So, good night. And goodbye. Back. My New York Knickerbockers won Game 4 this past Sunday in the Eastern Conference first round best-of-7 series against the Philadelphia 76ers by the score of 97-92. And in the process of that victory, Jalen Brunson set a playoff franchise record, scoring 47 points. Jalen Brunson dropped 47 to go along with 10 dimes. This record that I'm speaking about has stood for 40 years and was once held by the great Bernard King, who had a playoff series of a lifetime 40 years ago against the Detroit Pistons. Do you know that 20 points, 20 of those points, of those 47 points, were scored in the paint, and each one of them were crucial? Look at this. The floater on top of Joel Embiid. Yeah. Big man played real small and had a lot to say at the end of the game. Not so much toward his performance of why maybe the Sixer faithful wasn't boisterous like us. No. He deflected blame as usual, but I'll get to him in a very few minutes. The 20 points in the paint was so crucial. We did have a scare at the end of the third quarter when he banged knees against the pesky ass Kyle Lowry. And for a minute, it looked like it could be serious. Or at least hamper what was already a superb game at that point. But he did return 2 minutes later into the final stanza to clinch the victory. Did I not say after game 1 that he would make the necessary adjustments? And he has. He went back to the lab and handled his biz like I said he would. I said him and his pops, Rick Brunson, will go back in the lab and figure out, okay, this is how they're doing it. This is how they're playing us. This is how they're scheming us. All right, now we need a punch. We need a counter punch for the initial punch. And guess what? As much as you would love to, and a lot of kudos needs to go to Coach Thibodeau, particularly due to his expertly planned rotation changes that he's had to roll with the punches, because guess what? Mitchell Robinson did not play in game 4, largely due to the actions of one Joel Embiid in game 3. But didn't I say that they were going to go back in the lab and try to figure out what was working against him and have a counterpunch? And dare I say that Nick Nurse is getting outcoached in this season? I mean, in this series? Think about it. The first couple games of this series at home, he deployed, strategy that you would expect him to deploy, right? Put a bigger defender on Jalen Brunson. Blitz him when he comes off those picks. Blitz him when he comes off those screens. Throw 2 and 3 defenders out. Get the ball out of his hand. Make it so difficult for them to get into their offense that with precious seconds left in the shot clock, it ends up being a ticking time bomb in the hands of a player that will not hurt you. And that's what they attempted to do in games 1 and 2. But guess what? In game 1, we had Deuce McBride balling. In game 2, we had Dante coming up with clutch shots. In both games 1 and 2, we had Josh Hart showing the heart of a champion, coming in clutch and giving Brunson to Robin to his Batman. And then on the road, guess what? Jalen Brunson found his swag. Jalen Brunson found exactly what needed to be done. Like, listen to this stat. In the 2 road games in hostile territory in the city of brotherly love at the Wells Fargo Center, Jalen Brunson scored a total of 86 points in games 3 and game 4 combined. In this game, game 4, the penultimate game, because you don't think we're going to come home and clinch? We don't think we're going to come home and put that foot directly on their throat and crush it? You really think we're coming back to Philly? In game 4, don't you know he had 47 points of the Knicks' total 97 points. That means he had more than half of the points for this game. Like, this is superstar stuff. This is MVP stuff. But it's not only, he's not a one-man game. Actually, he is. But every single game, like I said, we had McBride in game 1. We had Dante in game 2. We had Josh in game 1 and game 2. Game 3, we didn't have that person step up. We lost. This game, it wasn't so much the impact on the offensive front. It was the impact on the defensive front. Three-headed monster to be. Actually, I'll say a quartet. I'll start with OG Anunoby. I'll start with the brilliant move of putting OG Anunoby on Joel Embiid at crucial times, or should I say the majority of the fourth quarter, because Joel Embiid has developed into a outside player, as a perimeter player. He's technically damn near playing the position of guard at 7'1", 7'2". A lot of it has to do with his uncertainty with his knee. A lot of it has to do with where I was hot last game. Of course, I'm going to torch him from deep this game. Guess what? With Hartenstein in trouble. Matter of fact, with Hartenstein being limited, we needed somebody with the quickness to not fall for the pump fake, not fall for the okie doke that Joel Embiid has been employing the last 3 games, especially game 3. OG had that lateral quickness. OG knew how to stop him from getting in front of him without fouling, without falling for the okie doke. Not only that, OG gave us 15 points, 16 points to be exact, and 14 rebounds. Josh Hart had an impact on the game without even scoring double digits. He didn't score from the field at all during the game. He was 0 for 7 in 45 minutes. But he came up big as usual. He impacted the game as usual with 17 boards. Now, here's some more key stats. Do you know that in the last 5 minutes of this game, the 76ers scored a total of 1 point in that span? 1. Oh, no! 1. 1. Single digit. 1. To make matters worse, do you know? Well, to make matters worse for the Sixers, do you know that Joel Embiid only scored 1? 1 point in the whole final stanza, in the whole fourth quarter? That's what I meant by him coming up small. When the team needed him the most, he came up the smallest. He's the biggest thing on the effing court and came up the smallest of everybody on that court. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Tell me when I'm telling lies. And that was with Isaiah Hartenstein in trouble, in foul trouble, that is. But Precious Achiuwa came up big. He did a great job in his minutes. The energy that he brought was big. He had 4 blocks. And the fact that he was ready when his number was called says a lot about his character and his preparation. Precious Achiuwa, in that span in which we didn't have Mitch Robb back and we had Isaiah Hartenstein on a minutes restriction, came up big in that stretch of games that allowed us to keep our head above water until OG came back, until Isaiah was able to give us a little bit more. And once again, he did it when the lights shine the brightest. Like I said, OG locked Embiid down. In the whole series, Embiid has been playing with his jumper. And guess what? He was playing like a 7-2 guard, foul hunting guard, a foul hunting version of James Harden as usual. But guess what? After putting up that 50 spot in game 3, he was held to an ordinary 27 points in game 4. And I know you're probably like, 27 points? He did his thing. No. When you talk big shit, when you showed and proved what you could do with all the various elements that you have, with one eye, so I hear fans say, with one leg, imagine what he could do with 2. Oh, there's going to be a whole bunch of crying Knicks fans Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. Guess what? Cry me a river. You don't see not nan tear come out this motherfucking duct. Yeah, look, I had to. Like, what? Show me. I'm Mike Steph. This is the salty thoughts of Mike Steph. Somebody asked, I know you salty as fuck. Well, look at the fucking title. Salty Thoughts. I'm glad you can read. You know what? No, I'm not taking shit back. No harm, no foul. It's all in good sports. You volley, I volley. You volley, I spike. That's how the shit runs over here. He 7-19 from the field. 1-6 from 3. What happened? What happened to Maxey? Maxey Pad hasn't been nice since game 2, right? I mean, he was, once again, this was what I was saying in game 3, and a lot of people misconstrued or tried to take their own little narrative of what the hell I was talking about. Front runners. Did you hear us talk shit when we took our lumps? We wasn't talking shit in game 1 and game 2. We took our lumps in game 3. We came back in game 4. And guess what Jalen Brunson said after his record-breaking performance? Look, all that shit can rock when I retire. All that shit can rock when my career is over. What's on my mind? What's on my mental? What's on the agenda is one more victory for this series. We're not talking about, that was get back, because guess what? The series ain't over. It ain't over. Party ain't over. Groove me, baby, tonight. Yeah, I'm showing my age. Yeah, I'm pushing 50. The big 50. But guess what? I was not in diapers the last time the Knicks were this good. I was graduating high school. Y'all forgot about the Pat Riley years? 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97. Do you know? Yeah, I'm getting on my tangent shit because I got to get my shit off. Do you know that the only thing that's different about these two franchises when it comes to success, sans, let's say from 1990 on. Yeah, convenient cutoff point. But shoot, 34 years. Why not? The only difference between these two franchises is the fact that y'all got to the finals 2000 or 2001 with the answer. We got to the finals in 99 with a ragtag group of, I won't say ragtag, but blue collar group of Latrell Sprewell, Larry Johnson, Marcus Camby, Allen Houston, amongst others. Since then, when's the last finals y'all got to? I mean, matter of fact, have y'all even gotten to the Eastern Conference Finals? I believe the year after we got to the Eastern Conference Finals, we just got knocked out. In the damn near 10 years that Embiid has been on the 76ers, trust the process. Have y'all ever gotten out the second round? The one year y'all had the biggest opportunity to get out the second round, y'all got bumped by Trae Young. I don't think they've been in the playoffs since. Yeah, that's the same year we got bumped by Trae Young. But I say that to say, last year, y'all got the game 7, we got the game 6 in round 2. And this year, guess what? We're sending y'all whining asses the fuck home. Down I-95. Matter of fact, you might as well make a pit stop at Atlantic City before you go into Philly. Because that's where the fuck y'all going. Home. Cash in your chips. People don't realize how far my Knicks fandom runs into my veins. Yeah, there's a little tangent before I get back on track, but still, I go back to the days of Marvin Webster, of Ernie Grunfeld, of Louis Orr, Rory Sparrow, Bill Cartwright, before he went to the Bulls. Hubie Brown on the sideline. That's when the Knicks used to, actually the games used to play on WWRR Channel 9 in New York. That's how far back I go. So guess what? When we get success, guess what? I have a right to bask in the glory. I have a right to talk my shit. I have a right to rep my team. Just like y'all have the right to do whatever the hell y'all want to do. And like I said, this is not no animosity. Look, playoff time. It's fantastic. That's the era I come from. Inside stuff. Channel 4. 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturdays. Ahmad Rashad. Do you know, I remember when Ahmad Rashad was actually famous for football before he became famous for being Michael Jordan's best friend. I remember Thanksgiving afternoon, right after the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, Ahmad Rashad proposed to Felicia Allen on NFL 84 pregame show. That's how far back I go when it comes to sports, when it comes to this sports shit. I don't only talk about it, I live it. I breathe it. I am it. I'm a effing walking encyclopedia when it comes to sports knowledge. Don't fuck with me. I know my shit. Or because you see this luxurious background of mine, don't mean I don't know my shit. Or because you see Stitch riding shotgun, or because that I am the voice of the voiceless, doesn't mean I don't know my shit. Baseball, football, basketball, you name it. Wrestling, Shout out to the bros from the BRP. Shout out to my bros from GI, Gimmick Infringement. I am him. So now let me wrap this up so I can get up out of here. It's that time, right? The Knicks out rebounded the 76ers by 10 in the fourth quarter. Matter of fact, the Knicks out rebounded the Sixers by 10 for the game, 50-42. And guess where that margin? They entered the fourth quarter tied for rebounds. Not only that, don't you know that 7 of our 15 offensive rebounds of the game happened in that last fourth quarter? So just about half of our offensive rebounds happened in that fourth quarter. You know what that means? I'll tell you what it means. It means we wanted it more. It means that we had more heart. It means that we had more grit. It means that we outworked them. It does help that when the Wells Fargo, it sounds like MSG out there, mother effer. So much so that the aforementioned Embiid said the following, and I quote, because I got my trusty notes. Sister Ooh, I'm disappointed, Embiid said. Matter of fact, I'm disappointed, Embiid told reporters of the Knicks support. I love our fans. I think it's unfortunate, though. I'm not calling them out, but it is disappointing. Obviously, you got a lot of Knicks fans here. They're down the road, but I've never seen it. I've been here for 10 years. Guess what? That means they ain't feeling you. Guess what? That means they don't believe you. They don't believe you. You need more people. Guess what? It seems like Philly has been on some 50 Cent shit. Yeah, I'm taking it back 20 years. I smell pussy. Is that you, Joe? I smell pussy. Is that you, Max? I smell pussy. Is that you, Kyle? I smell pussy. Is that you, Kels? Y'all niggas is pussy. Listen. To wrap the quote up, it kind of pisses me off. Especially because, Philly is considered a sports town. They've always shown up. And I don't think that should happen. It's not okay. What the fuck you gonna do about it? That means that Game 3 victory meant nothing to your faithful. They said, you know what? Thank you for not getting swept. That's what that meant. Once again, it meant our fan base wanted it more than your fan base. That New York wanted it more than Philly. That New York was willing to go down there deep and take over your career, running your spot. Y'all not allowed in the garden like that. Plus, I'm not gonna lie. Shoot, even with the mega bus ticket, it's probably cheaper to get into the Wells Fargo than it is to get into the Madison Square Garden. But guess what? Y'all won't have any opportunity to make up for this lost opportunity. You want to know why? Because Knicks in 5, baby. Knicks in 5. I said it. Yeah. Go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Yeah. So that brings us to the end of another edition of the Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph podcast, Sprinkle Assault Edition. I'd like to thank each and every one of y'all for making me the podcast y'all choose to view and the podcast y'all choose to listen to. Please press the like button, press subscribe, share, comment. Please, comments are welcome. Be on the lookout for a very special edition, episode 52, that's actually been in the cut, been on hold for the last week because I've I've had to deal with current events. But episode 52 will be dropping sometime this week. Let's say Wednesday or Thursday, if I feel like being benevolent. I can't hold it but so long. So I'm going to drop it. But yeah. Shout out once again to Winchester McDowell. Shout out to my bro, the Mojo King. Shout out to D Clark. Happy birthday. Happy born day, bro. Shout out to Money Mike. Yeah, you said Knicks in 5. Guess what? Knicks in 5, baby. And shout out to Sister Ooh. Love you. And y'all are so lucky that my son Chef Mix decided to go on a foray because he's back home too. And the lovely Mia, proprietor of the Mia Rub, get your minds out the gutter, is indisposed right now, or I would tell her to come and say hi to the masses. But with all that being said, I'm getting up out of here. So until next week, well, matter of fact, until the middle of this week, goodbye. Stitch, you got anything to say to these cocksuckers? Yeah, my thoughts exactly.